Hi, I listen to every single MF Doom song. Here are my favorites. Now, I should specify I listened to just the commercial releases, and I also did not take into consideration the Special Herbs volumes, because they're purely instrumental, though I will say some of them are pretty fucking great. Unsurprisingly, most of this list is comprised of, I think everyone can agree, MF Doom's two strongest albums, which is Food and Madvillainy. Just so you know a bit about my methods here, all I did was listen to every single song over the course of a couple of days or a week or whatever, just whenever I was, having time to listen to music, and I screenshotted the ones that spoke to me in some way, that stuck out, that hit different. So yeah, let's start it off with the track from Born Like This, which is called That's That.
Ready woke, spit a joke, barely spoke, rarely smoked, stared at folks when properly provoked, mirror broke.
That's That. MF Doom starts out strong, just right into it. Already woke, spared a joke, barely smoke, rarely smoke, stared at folks when properly provoked, mirror broke.
Doom rock grandma like the Kumbaya.
It's a tiny bit lyrical miracle shit, but I mean, Jesus Christ, every single bar on this track is solid at the least, and then there's some fucking great ones. And overall, I think Born Like This lacks a lot of, I don't know, kind of the, like double, triple entendres that MF Doom has in some of his best work, like in Food and Madvillainy. But this is such a fucking strong song. I mean, it's such a good song, right? You can tell, like, oh, okay, this is a slightly different vibe for him. It's just slightly, I don't know, the kind of wistful violin. Let's listen to these drums one more time. I want to think about these drums. I don't even think there's a hi-hat in this. It's just kind of, it's a little bit of a distorted kick and snare. And it's just solid. It works. It ties it together. It's a very simple track, Super solid song off of MF Doom's discography. And also one that I feel like he's genuinely having a good time on. Like you can kind of hear it in his voice. He's enthusiastic. As I should have mentioned, I think in the beginning of this video, I would love to do this with other artists. Ones that you would want to hear my opinions on, obviously. So let me know if you have any artists that you would like me to listen to their whole discography and then talk about my favorites. We're going to move on to Madvillainy now, which is, I think, many people's favorite MF Doom album. I don't know. I think I would dare say that Food is my favorite. So, moving on to Madvillainy. First one caught my eye, Meat Grinder. Deep breath.
Tripping off the beat, kinda, dripping off the meat grinder, heat niner, pimping, stripping, soft, sweet minor.
Whew! Another short track, 2 minutes, 10 seconds, I think. Real short, real fucking sweet. Pretty similar to That's That, in where it's just a non-stop kind of roller coaster of bar after bar with a super dense rhyme scheme. There's not too many on either of these tracks that are like blow your mind kind of double, triple entendres, though I'm sure I'm missing stuff. This track is fucking awesome. Alright, Meat Grinder's fucking awesome. I don't know what to say about this song. It's pretty similar to That's That in a lot of ways. It just has such a good flow to it. Tripping off the blah 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 blah. Dripping off the meat grinder, heat niner, pimpin', strippin', soft sweet minor. Soft sweet minor. Meat Grinder. You all know, it's a great fucking song. What more can I say? Listen to it. Just go listen to it. It's a good song. It's real fucking good. Next on Madvillainy, that really stuck with me, we have Raid.
How Doom hold heat and preach non-violence. He about to start the speech, come on, silence. On one starry night, I saw the light. Heard a voice that sounded like Barry White, said sure you're right. Don't let me find out who tried to bite. They better off going to fly a kite in a firefight.
Fuck, this might be one of my favorites.
How man hold heat like Clint Eastwood's reborn. Leave a with more holes than the dartboard. Haters watch him in the seat, double shot and drink like the answer to the problems at the bottle's bottom.
A line that I had already remembered going into this, which is, they better off going to fly a kite in a firefight. If I had one complaint with this track, and I only have this complaint, I'm only like diving into the mixing on this because I love this fucking track so much, is that the heavy hitting kick drums, it's so heavy hitting, and I'm sure, I think the frequency is so low that almost every time it goes off, it kind of washes away the rest of the track. And this is something that with my music, I've done this many times. And sometimes you want the kick to sound like that, and so you're just like, fuck it, whatever. And then sometimes it's intentional, and it might have been intentional here. I don't know. But I'm not a huge fan. I would rather it be a little less of a higher frequency, so it would kind of meld with everything more together, rather than be like these little cuts where the rest of the track is kind of flooded out. But still, Jesus Christ, this song, your head just bobs to it. Like, and a legendary sample, right? Like, and a really weird, like, bridge here, but it works. Second half of this track has the rapper Med on it. And here's one of my complaints with a lot of MF Doom music, and some of his albums which have features on every song, or most of the songs. A lot of the time, I feel like they just can't pull it off. That they fall flat to how good the beat is itself. And Med here does his best. He does a good job, honestly, and compared to a lot of other tracks from Doom's discography, it's a super solid feature. It's a super solid feature. I don't know. I don't think it just doesn't flow in a way that I personally enjoy. But it's a good feature. All things considered, it's a good feature. Raid's fucking great. Next one off of Madvillainy is Rainbows. And I will say, America's Most Blunted is a fucking awesome song, but is a little, I don't know, it's a little too gimmicky, which I like gimmicky with Doom, but it's not my cup of tea. It's a great fucking song, but it was not one that I felt like, I'm gonna throw this on here. Rainbows. Such a unique feel. No, 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 no. Expendable. Rainbows is a unique track, and I really fucking like it. When listening to Madvillainy, it's such a separation from the other tracks that it's like, I don't know, it stands out, and I think it's a good song. I think it's well put together. I don't know. Great track. Great track. Definitely one of the MF Doom songs that I think about sometimes. You know what I mean? Regularly, I'm like, that one, he drinks Drano. Good fucking song. Next one we got up is Money Folder. Let's get it.
Let he who is without sin cast the first stone. After you whose last is Doom, he's the worst known. To you live in stereo. Yes sir, request permission to be candid. Granted, I don't think we can handle a style so rancid. He flipped it like Madden did the old jazz standard. Poor guys want a sight for old sore 4 eyes. Now hook me with 2 apple pies and a small fries.
He can bring it to you live in stereo, and it goes from let he who is without sin cast the first stone. After you who's last, it's Doom. He's the worst known. The best. Any who profess will be remanded. Yes sir, request permission to be candid. Granted. I don't think we can handle a style so rancid. Fucking delicious. Bon appetit. Alright, Money Folder is a longer track, which is just, it's like non-stop. Fucking line after line after line, rhyme after rhyme after rhyme. It's pretty peak Doom, what he's best at. I don't know, man. I like this song a lot. I think this song is fucking great. This is definitely my top 3 from Madvillainy. This might be my top 2. And I think the number 1 spot goes to the final song, which I'm sure is no surprise to any of you that it is on this list, and that it is my favorite off of Madvillainy, which is Figaro. Right, I'm pausing 10 seconds in because this fucking beat is so fucking good. It's so good.
The rest is empty with no brain, but the clever nerd, the best MC with no chain you ever heard.
Ha!
Take it from the Tech 9 holder. David don't know they neck shine from Shinola. Told ya on some get rich shit. As he gets older, he gets colder than a witch tit. Figaro, Figaro.
Talk about a track that wastes no fucking time, that doesn't have a single dull moment. Pretty much like just incredible bar after incredible bar. Come on, this is peak MF Doom in my opinion. And it's hard for me to dive into why I like these tracks so much because it's kind of obvious. The production is great, his lyricism is fucking awesome. Beats, MF Doom's beats are just, I mean, I would listen to them if he didn't rap on them, and then on top of that, he raps on them with the perfect cadence, the perfect flow, incredible lyricism, and like an air of likability. He's just such a fucking likable guy as well. I don't know, my point is, this is a great song. Every single aspect of this song is great, and I would also put this as one of the top 5 beats from Doom. One of the top 5 tracks. Moving on to what is, for my money, the best MF Doom album. Food is just a fucking masterpiece. So let's get into it. We have the opening track, Beef Rap. Here we go.
All day, how am I gonna do this,
Yeah,
man?
don't wait for her, man. Don't wait for her. I'll tell you what, man. Come with me now. And, I'll get you some lunch. I'll hook you up with something. I got a little bag.
But the prisoner. Ah, yes. The young traitor who has tried to turn my people against me. Watch him. I have special plans for that one.
Beef rap, heart attack, heart disease. It ain't no starting back once arteries start to squeeze. You'd be better off in PC glued. And it's a feud, so don't be in no TV mood. He wears a mask just to cover the raw flesh. A rather ugly brother with flows that's gorgeous. Stop feeding babies colored sugar-coated large squares. We hollered krills, she swallowed pills. He followed flea collared $3 bills. What up? To all rappers, shut up with your shutting up and keep a shirt on, at least a button up. Yuck, as the rhymers are stripping males. Out of work jerks since they shut down Chippendales.
Christ. This is... I don't know, because I'm praising every track that I've selected here, because they're my favorites. They're my favorite from the entirety of Doom's discography. So how do I keep upping the praise? What I will say is that all the tracks that I've mentioned so far, that I love, obviously, this is a whole step up. I'd say Figaro's also on this level, slightly underneath it. It's not a whole step up from Figaro, but everything else, this is an entire tier up. And those songs were fucking great to begin with. Beef Rap has one of the best intros to any song that I've listened to in my lifetime. And I get so hyped up because it's like a minute and a half of, random clips, lots of classic Doom sampling. And then it just, Beef Rap. Talk about some of his, Food, just his best lyricism is on here. His best lyricism is on Food, and some of it's on this fucking track. This is an incredible track. Fucking incredible. This is my top 5 Doom songs. This is my maybe top 3. I don't know. Anyways, moving on. Did I not put One Beer on here? Shit. When I put together my list, I didn't put One Beer on here, but I fucking love One Beer. I should have put One Beer on. Why did I not?
I get a kick out of brew. There's only one beer left. Rappers screaming all in our ears like we're deaf. Getting money, DTs be getting no new leads. It's like eating watermelon, stay spitting new seeds. Crooked eye mode, nerd geek with a cold heart. Probably still be speaking in rhymes as an old fart. Matter of fact, not for nothing right now, you and me, looser than a pair of Adidas. I hope you bought your spare tweeters. MCs sound like cheerleaders.
One Beer's fucking awesome. It should have been on this list. It wasn't on this list. It's on this list now. I'm adding One Beer. One Beer's great. One Beer has, for my money, and I might change my mind in re-listening to this right now, but I'm going to say it. This might be my favorite Doom beat of all time. Drums on One Beer, they're a little muddy. They're not mixed great. It sounds like an old drum set. No, it's not too crisp. It's a bit distorted and muddy, but the drum fill, the drum beat itself is really fucking great. I wonder what it's from. I should look that up, what it's sampled from. Well, the vocal sample is just fucking beautiful and haunting. The one thing I will say about this track, and why I don't know if it's my all-time favorite track from Doom, is that his vocals sound a little weird in this one. They sound a little airy. Like going from Beef Rap to this, I think the middle range, I think the mid-range was lowered. It had a lower frequency near to a bass range, so it gets the deep part of his vocals, and it kind of enhances that. And I like that, especially with Doom's voice, which is, I think, benefits from that very much. And this one just sounds a little dry. But, I mean, fucking S-tier song. S-tier song. I absolutely love this song. Absolutely love it. So I accidentally skipped one. So this will be, I'll edit it to be, I accidentally skipped Hoe Cakes. That's right after Beef Rap. It goes Beef Rap and Hoe Cakes, which, talk about a fucking introduction to this album. Talk about, like, these first two tracks, and then Potholders is great. It's not my favorite, but Potholders is a good song. You have Beef Rap into Hoe Cakes. Come on.
I got this girl and she wants me to duke her. I told her I'll come scoop her around 8, she said. Looked like a black Wookiee when he let his beard grow. Weirdo, brown skin, it always kept his hair low. Rumors has it it's a S-curl accident. Doom was always known to keep the best girls' backs bent.
And this is one of the most legendary beats and samples. Super! And the beatboxing here. Average MCs are like a TV blooper. MF Doomy's like DV Cooper. Hoe Cakes isn't my favorite from Food. It's probably on this list. It's probably on my list of like 5 or 6 or whatever of tracks that I'm like, these are the best from Food. I'd say it's probably the lowest. Moving on, we have Deep Fried Friends.
As you call them, they call you when they need something. Trees for the blunt, to G's for the front. Read the signs, no feeding the baboons. Seeing as how they got your back bleeding from the stab wounds. How many of us have them? A show of hands, you telling me I try to act broke. Jealousy the #1 killer among black folk. Also be a sad note to end on. The guns we got is some come in the form of codependence. A lot of times only end up being co-defendants.
Okay. So let's talk about that. Jealousy the #1 killer among black folk. This line is just so fucking powerful. It's so powerful. I'm sure for many people, when they think on Doom's discography and they think about his lyricism, he has a lot of super fun, goofy lyrics that are like some great double entendres, triple entendres, and then he has some hard-hitting, poignant political bars. And Deep Fried Friends, the entirety of Deep Fried Friends, is that. It's that. Ample jealousy, #1 killer among black folk, which is a line that I absolutely love and deeply respect as a statement, as a piece to put into a rap song. Now, obviously, I'm not privy to that world in the slightest. So it is absolutely not my place to be like, this is that. My opinion on that does not matter, but I think it is clear that is just such a powerful line and such a powerful statement. I think the bummer for me is that I'm not a huge fan of this sample. I'm not a huge fan of this beat. I think this song goes on just a tiny bit long. It's nearly 5 minutes. It's 4 minutes, 59 seconds. The whole message of this track is just fucking powerful and pretty incredible. Point is, this is just an insanely powerful song. I think it absolutely deserves to be in the top 3 Doom songs of all time. Deep Fried Friends is going in my top 3. Moving on to Con Queso, though.
Give it a sec for the pain to start. This wreck right here, it ain't for the faint of heart. If we see tomorrow, the next day class is the villain in the back with the x-ray glasses. Have no fear, the ninja here. Feeling like the tinge in your ear from drinking ginger beer. Oh shoot, the goose, she's loose. So wild, you couldn't chase it down with straight fruit juice. Frown like the first time you taste couscous. Stash the deuce. Troops asking truce. If I had a dime for every rhymers that bust guns, I have a cool bill for my sons and trust funds.
I don't know why I love that line so much, or maybe it's just the delivery, but if we see tomorrow, the next day classes, the villain in the back with the x-ray glasses. I don't know why. I love it, though. It's simple. It's not like too clever or anything. But goddamn, it has such a nice flow to it. Feel like the tinge in your ear from drinking ginger beer. Little aside, probably my favorite soda is Bundaberg Ginger Beer. It's an Australian company, and they have these little, cool little bottles, and it's just delicious ginger beer. And ginger beer is really fucking underrated. And you do get a weird little sensation up there. It's such a deep cut of a line and such a crazy like simile to put into a song, but I don't know. It feels like it feels a little tailored to me to a certain extent. I'm like, wait a minute, I do that. I know that. I know the ginger beer tinge. Oh shoot, the goose is loose, so wild you couldn't chase it down with straight fruit juice. Frown like the first time you taste couscous. Stash the deuce. Troops asking truce. This guy, this rest in peace Doom, man. Fucking hell. All right, and to wrap up my list of I listen to every single MF Doom track, here are my favorites. We have You All Knew It Was Coming. Do I even need to introduce it? I'm not going to introduce it. Let's just listen.
Rap snitches, telling all their business. Sit in the court and be their own star witness. Do you see the perpetrator? Yeah, I'm right here. Fuck around, get the whole label sent up for years. Profile low, like 8 and paid in full. Attract heavy cash, cause the game's centrifugal. Mr. Fantastic, long though like elastic. Got my life with twin Glocks that's made out of plastic. Rap snitches, telling all their business. Sit in the court and be their own star witness. Do you see the perpetrator? Yeah, I'm right here. Fuck around, get the whole label sent up for years.
True the bubble vest or double-breasted. He keep a lab down south in the Little Beast. So much heat you would have thought it was the Middle East.
And that concludes. I don't need to say shit about this song. It's incredible. It's fucking incredible. I'd say, and I mean obviously this sample, this beat is legendary. Anyways, everybody knows this track. It's fucking legendary. I mean, come on. It has one of the greatest, if not the greatest sample of all time, beat of all time. So I've already given my best instrumental to One Beer. This is an insanely close second. Maybe tied for first, because this one is overall produced better. There's elements of One Beer that don't really work. The drums in One Beer are my favorite drums of any song I think I've ever heard ever in my entire life. I don't know why, because they're not mixed great or anything. I already said that, but it's something about it, man. I don't know why. But Rap Snitches Knishes is probably the greatest. If you're talking about sample, execution, it's legendary. It's absolutely legendary. And it's the most listened to song on this album by far. And Mr. Fantastic is, I think, easily the best feature that Doom has on his tracks and on his other albums. I think Mr. Fantastic works so well. It's obviously probably the most legendary Doom song ever. It's incredible. It's a fucking masterpiece. It's a work of art. You had that dude on the news reference it. You had like a 65-year-old white man reference it on ABC or some shit like that. That doesn't happen often. Not saying that's the bar. Not saying that that's what you should be aiming for if you're in the hip-hop world. Point is, I'm not just satisfied telling you my favorite songs. I'm going to say that the top 3 beats are One Beer, just for me personally, but I think the best one objectively, Rap Snitches Knishes, and then probably Figaro, actually. Probably Figaro. Either Beef Rap or Figaro. I'd say probably Figaro. So I'm going top 3. One Beer, Rap Snitches, Figaro. Lyrically, number 1 has to be Deep Fried Friends. Has to be. Absolutely has to be. I don't even know if I can give a top 3, because that one's just, I think it's clearly the best. I think it's easily his best song, bars wise. I think lyrically, we're talking about how clever, easily this. Let's ask this question. Is there a best MF Doom song? Is there one song that reigns supreme over all of the rest? I think many people would say Rap Snitches, and I think that's valid in a lot of ways. I think it's a little bit of a gimmick. I think that's fair to say, right? It's a bit of a gimmick. It's goofy, and it's incredible and executed, you know, perfectly. But if I had to say content-wise, what is the song saying? What is the best? I would say Deep Fried Friends. If I had to say for me personally, Beef Rap or One Beer. Beef Rap for the intro, the fucking flow. One Beer for the drums. A lot of those lyrics are incredible as well. Food is just like lyrical masterpiece after lyrical masterpiece. This dude can fucking write. He's the best of the best. I'm not saying he's the best lyricist of all time because I haven't listened to enough people to know. But yeah, that has been my list. Of course, rest in peace, MF Doom. Fucking hell. If you have not checked out this man's music, this man's discography, do it. A lot of songs that I didn't mention on here are great as well because he has so much good stuff that it's hard to sift through it and be like, what is the best here? Especially on albums like Madvillainy and Food. There's a ton of songs that probably could have made this list if I, listened to it on a different day or something like that. But yeah, please let me know in the comments below if you have an artist that you would like me to root through their entire discography and make a video like this. I have already done it with one other group, and that is Radiohead, which I know is going from Doom to Radiohead is a bit of a, but yeah, please let me know in the comments below. I think I'll do, the top voted comment will be the artist that I make a video like this about next. And yeah, thanks for watching.
Rap snitches, telling all their business. Sit in the court and be their own star witness. Do you see the perpetrator? Yeah, I'm right here. Fuck around, get the whole label sent up for years.